Evening all. I posted this story on my Koikichi website several years ago, but sometimes stories are best related by video rather than read in words from a website or a book. I visited Japan on many occasions to buy koi, and this took place one day when Dennis Wordsworth and myself were going to see some koi harvests in the area, and so we set off in the truck with just Dennis driving and myself looking out of the window. We got to Uragara village and the main street on it, which is a long straight street, and ahead of us, walking away from us, I spotted a blonde lady. She was carrying some kind of shopping bag. It was a nice day and she was just taking in the scenery. I looked at Dennis and said, "That's a strange sight to see a blonde lady wandering alone en route to Yamakoshi." And Dennis agreed. So as we approached the lady, we slowed down. I wound the window down. I said, "Hi, why are you here? Are you lost or something?" She said, "Oh no. I've come here to find koi." Dennis and I looked at each other and said, "Oh, I'm sorry, what are koi?" And she said, "Well, everybody knows what koi are. They're coloured fish that people keep as pets." Oh, I said, "We don't know. My friend and I are engineers from, it's a large company near Niigata City called Schlumberger, and many foreigners are employed there." So I said, "Well, we're just on a trip around the mountains to take in the sights, the scenery. It's our day off." So I said, "If you like, you can get in the back of the truck and we'll take you around with us rather than you having to." Oh, she said, "That's a splendid idea." So we set off then, the three of us, heading towards Yamakoshi. After a few moments, the lady pulled out a page from her shopping bag and showed me the page. She said, "Oh, this is a page I have taken out of a book I own about these coloured carp." Oh, and it was written by somebody in England, and she passed it to me. And I noticed straight away it was a page from Koikichi which showed the map of the area. I said, "Oh, no. I said, I don't know anything about an author from England who writes these books about coloured fish. But perhaps we can see some on our journey today." Well, I already knew there was a harvest going on Igarashi Kazuto, and another one at Seitaro. And being regular visitors to these harvests, I knew it wouldn't come as a surprise to them to see me with another guest. So at the appointed time, I pointed down into a valley and said, "Oh, look, these people look very busy doing what are they doing?" And the girl said, "Yeah, they are harvesting these coloured fish." I said, "Oh, well, let's drive down and see them." She said, "Can we?" I said, "Yes, it's no problem." Anyway, the lady was beside herself at the harvest, and when we moved on to the Seitaro harvest, she was absolutely overjoyed with everything she saw. And as the day wore on and it was starting to turn dark, it usually turns dark early in Yamakoshi, and I said, "Well, I think we'd best, Dennis and myself had best return to our hotel. We stay in Nagaoka City." "Oh," she said, "I stay in Nagaoka City, near the station." I said, "Well, we can drop you off there." She said, "I'm terribly grateful. I'm terribly grateful." So we dropped her off at her hotel, and as she got out, she said, "Hey, you guys, no, you can't just go. You've given us such a wonderful day. I'd like to buy you a drink tonight or some food. It's the least I can do." And so we always went to a bar nearby our hotel called Nomore, which means "let's drink." And they do superb food there as well. So I drew the bar on a hasty sketch on a piece of paper. I showed her where it was from her hotel, and it was only a few hundred yards to Nomore Bar. So when Dennis arrived at the bar that night, the lady was already in there. And she said, "Oh, I've got to buy you guys a drink." And she went to the bar, she bought us drinks, and we sat down chatting. And she said it's quite amazing that the bartender or owner speaks very good English. I said, yes, he always speaks good English. She said, "Do Khoi people come into this bar?" I said, "Oh, I don't really know." So she went over to talk to the owner at the bar and pulled out this piece of paper she got from my book Koikichi, and the owner looked at the page. He said, "Yes," he said, "I've got the full book here." "Oh," she said, "you wouldn't happen to know who wrote it?" And the owner said, "Well, yeah, he's sitting over there at your table." And then the penny dropped. Well, she looked at me as if looks could kill, and I made a brief exit out of the door, and I knew the area like the back of my hand, and I hid away in a side street. I never saw that lady again. I never knew what happened. I know she was returning to Tokyo the following day, and I know she was employed by the US military, but that was one of the funniest tales I can ever recall. Thanks for listening.